Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr., as we look back at a victorious effort at Illinois State. We'll look ahead to Evansville here in just a few minutes. But first, Roger, after some of the trials and tribulations that your team has gone through this season, just how special was it to see your players enjoy that road win at Illinois State on Sunday?
It was awesome. We've been right there in a lot of games, especially lately. And, we've had to learn how to kind of close out some of these games. And I thought last night was, a credit to just their work, the work my staff's been doing to kind of develop these guys and teach them how to win. And, it was good to see us kind of get over the hump. And hopefully, we can kind of carry that over into our next couple games here where, we get in a situation like that where we have a lead late in the game or it's a close game, we can finish out. So extremely proud of them. But we're not done, and I think the test and the trials and all the challenges, I think it's been good for us. And obviously last night was the first step.
As I dove into the numbers from the game, you have to go back to when Valpo was still in the Horizon League, the last time there was a road game where Valpo had that type of defensive performance. What was it that made things go so well on the defensive end on Sunday?
I think the guys just, man, they were tough. We were tougher than them, and I think that's something that we've been doing. We've been tough, and to be honest, the the age and the strength and the mass of some of these other teams in our league, and obviously it's noticed. You can notice it. You see it in our guys' bodies just because they're so young. But I think the mentality that they played with yesterday, the grit that they displayed, I think that was the reason we were able to get stops. Contesting every shot. Really protecting the defensive glass. Paying attention to our personnel and our defensive assignments. That Flash Matt Gordon did a great job of presenting with the scout. So yeah, it's just a level of maturity that they're getting in, and hopefully we can continue to play defense like that because you have to play defense in this league to get wins.
And you did it against a team that's second in the league and 66th in the country in experience, with your team that's 12th in the league and 356th in the country in experience. The only team
Yeah.
more experienced than the Illinois State team is the Southern Illinois team that you played before that. Just what type of challenges have there been for these young guys to be leaned on so heavily? But how will this experience this year help them grow?
It's been a challenge. I'm not gonna lie. It's been difficult for them just because some of the guys that are playing the minutes they're playing, it's because we don't have the experience or the age to play in front of them. So they've been called upon to have roles this year that we weren't really expecting them to have. But they've been stepping up, and that's why I've been going with them. That's why I'm playing them. There was one lineup that we played majority of the game, or a lot of the game. We had four freshmen on the court with Darius, and I mean that's crazy to think of an Illinois State team who was veteran and really old. I mean, Southern Illinois is really old. I mean, all these teams are really old and experienced, and I'm going against these teams with, you know, one junior who didn't play a whole lot, didn't have a huge role last year, and four freshmen never played college basketball on the court in heated battles. And credit to these guys, man. They're stepping up and they're growing and they're learning and they're being coachable. And this is probably going to be one of my most memorable years coaching this team. My first season as a head coach.
One of those young guys is Cooper Schwieger, double-double in the game against Illinois State. The rebounding aspect coming against an Illinois State team that's really strong on the boards. What did you see from him on Sunday?
He's just been awesome all year. He has ups and downs because it's just experience, some of the mistakes he makes, some of the turnovers. But yesterday was all out effort, toughness. I'm gonna go get the rebounds with two hands. He was scoring for us. They played good defense on their bigs who tried to kind of beat him up a little bit. He's been great. And, I've said it all along, he's special. And I'm thankful that, no one else saw him in the recruiting process or no one else believed in him. I'm thankful that I did, and he knows that. So he's one of those guys that's going to compete for me and play for me because he knows I believe in him. And yeah, this is just the beginning for that young man. He's going to continue to improve, and I think he's going to be really special.
Let's turn the page to your next opponent, and that's Evansville. Another road game, a quick turnaround to go back on the road for Wednesday's game. What do you know about the Purple Aces, and what do you have to do to make it back-to-back wins?
It's going to be another one of those gritty performances that we're going to have to display. We're on the road at Evansville, a team that's much better this year. They're doing a great job with those guys over there. So we're going to have to, come with that same type of focus, same type of energy, same type of pace on offense, and get it done. And I think this was a good step. Beating Illinois State at Illinois State was a good step to give our guys some confidence to say, hey, the work we've been putting in, the practices, the film sessions, I've been on them, it's paying off. And hopefully we can kind of build on that. But there's no gimmies in this league, man. This is a tough league. And, I've seen a lot of different conferences, obviously from playing and coaching. The Missouri Valley is tough. And every night you have to come with it because anybody can beat you.
There is the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Roger Powell Jr. After that Wednesday game, Valpo will be back home on Saturday. It's a 3 p.m. start time against UIC. The Pacers Dunk Crew will provide the halftime entertainment. We hope to see all you out at the Arc. ValpoAthletics.com/tickets for ticket information. We'll talk to you again next time on Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.